So, here we go, guys.
Yep.
We've been doing a lot of preparing, and I'm ready to get on the island.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to getting out there and finding some bobby dazzlers and top pocket finds. And silver's my second favorite color. And I've got a silver dance.
You got a silver dance?
Oh, I have.
A new year of searching for a legendary treasure is about to begin on Oak Island. But for brothers Rick and Marty Lagina, their partner Craig Tester, and their team,
And here we are.
That's a heck of a sight, isn't it?
they are starting out with an assurance that no one before them has had since this mystery began back in 1795.
I mean, how can we all not be excited about evidence of silver last year?
I think it's fantastic.
Yep.
I think it's very exciting.
What depth are you going at?
183.
183, okay.
Just before the team ended their search operations last year,
Good.
geoscientist Dr. Ian Spooner conducted water sampling tests in a number of previously drilled boreholes across the Money Pit area.
We'll keep that sample. We'll keep that for sure.
Okay.
The results were astonishing.
There is every reason to believe down in those holes that there is a very large amount of silver.
Is it a handful of silver, or is it a Gerhardt dump truck load of silver?
It's a Gerhardt dump truck.
Oh, baby.
I think this year is going to be really, really significant.
My hopes are high, that's for sure.
It was a phenomenally successful year last year. I mean, how can you not get enthused about traces of silver found in the Money Pit? Looks like everybody's inside already.
Okay, let's get on in.
Let's go.
Last year, for instance, we found all kinds of things, dramatic things. And this is the first year we've had direct indications of precious metals. And by that, I mean we have silver. Silver dissolved in the water. That screams of treasure.
Hey, guys.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Come in.
Welcome back.
We're glad to be back. Fellowship of the Dig. I think we're closer than ever to furthering our understanding of what may have happened here. The goal, the focus, the hope, the commitment was always solve the mystery. And that has never changed. Friendly faces all around the table. How the family has grown. This is my Everest. I want to climb it. I want to find the answers. Doug, if you could get everybody on the screen up, and we'll see if we can't get this meeting started. Hey, everybody.
Due to important business back in Traverse City, Michigan, Marty Lagina and his son Alex must wait before they can travel to Nova Scotia and join the team in person.
I think the best way to begin this is to turn it over to Ian.
Sure. The bottom line is, no matter how you cut it, there's silver there. It's in wells in the Money Pit area, and it's not a little silver. To create an anomaly in groundwater, it's a fair bit of silver.
A dump truck load.
The question was, where do we go with those results so that we can focus our efforts? And so we identified a lab that can take a look not only at our water samples from the perspective of silver, but they can take a look at our water samples from the perspective of gold.
All right.
There you go.
I thought gold wasn't detectable, though, in water.
Apparently it is.
Okay.
And so this is something new. It's a lab in Queens, Ontario, and they specialize in looking at groundwater in exploration for gold mines.
Great.
And so I'm pretty excited.
Rick, I want to look for this gold as soon as possible. We've been looking for gold for 10 years now, and now we hear that maybe we can detect it in the water. Let's see.
Yeah, I think everybody's on board that.
Yeah. So we'll get going on that as soon as possible, and we're just going to need everybody's help deciding where to sample.
In order to pinpoint the exact location of precious metals buried deep in the Money Pit, Dr. Spooner will take water samples from over 30 boreholes throughout the area, strategically chosen based on last year's findings. Then, using cutting-edge mineral analysis, the team will be able to identify not only the areas with the highest concentration of silver, but also any presence of gold.
This is not just about chasing the gold and silver. It's about chasing where the gold and silver is. And the only way, I think, to do that is testing further water samples from this area where these trace elements are coming up.
That's great, but Rick, we're all excited about this silver in the water and eager to see if there's gold, but what about putting down big cans?
Yes, we have reached out to Irving for a quote, and the quote is for a 10-foot can.
Right.
Once the upcoming water tests are completed, the Laginas and their team will drill up to 20 new 6-inch boreholes in the areas that reveal any evidence of silver and hopefully gold. Based on those findings, they will conduct their biggest and most expensive dig to date by excavating a series of 10-foot wide steel case shafts to depths of as much as 200 feet.
The caisson size came down to simple math. A 10-foot can over an 8-foot can represents 40% more material to search through. That's why we're doing this. We want to find something. I think we should round back to the swamp. Who would have thought, we'd find a stone road, right?
Yeah, it was crazy.
God, look at that.
That looks exactly like an old Roman road.
It's possible.
Last year, the team uncovered a massive stone road, or possible ship's wharf, in the southeastern corner of the swamp.
This is really cool.
It's impressive.
This is mondo cool.
Further investigation revealed a separate cobblestone pathway, extending up the swamp's eastern border and continuing on to an as-yet undetermined destination on the island. It was along this stone path that the team also found pieces of 15th century keg barrels, iron ring bolts, possibly utilized as part of a pulley system, and a trade weight, an ancient tool typically used for the measurement of gold and silver coins. But who built these features, when, and for what purpose, remain burning questions for Rick, Marty, and the team.
The sole purpose of everything associated with the stone path is to find out where it goes. It may go to the money pit. If you're offloading something from a ship, you're going to need a stone path or a road to carry something inland. So we need to follow that path. I'm interested in going back to the stone path. I think Miriam has kept the trowel she loaned me.
Well, we'll give you a trowel, don't worry.
Okie doke. So that leads us to something that will be very impactful this year. So Laird, can you give us some background about CCH's renewed interest and what the permitting process will be?
Yeah.
Where we currently sit.
Yeah, so this year, obviously, we have a lot of stricter regulations. The Department of Community, Culture, and Heritage, who oversees archaeology in Nova Scotia, they've suddenly sat up and taken notice. They want more control over any search for past human activities.
So within the archaeological exploration, we're not going to be able to operate the way we did in previous years.
In previous years, the island was divided into two parts. We had the Western Drumlin, which we needed regular archaeological permits for, and then the Eastern Drumlin, where the vast majority of which we needed no permits at all. The Department of Community, Culture, and Heritage decided to rescind all of that except for that small area around the money pit and require permits for any work done and to monitor the excavation work. So they want more formal tests and excavate it by hand and screen everything just like we would on a normal archaeological site.
Okay.
When we first started on this quest on Oak Island with the original treasure trove license that we had, there was very little extra permission we needed. There has been a gradually increasing level of scrutiny, oversight, and regulation since that time. And I think it's because of our efforts. We've proven that this place has some real historical value. The unintended consequence is we got more regulation. But it's kind of a pat on the back, really. The powers that be have basically blessed it now by saying, hey, this is for real. This matters.
Well, that's great. We made them care.
We made them care, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think at this point you see it as restrictive or prohibitive.
No.
In fact, what they've said, I believe, is we'll work with you.
Yes.
It's all good news for me, mate.
Exactly.
Okay. It sounds like we're all on the same team. and we can do this properly.
Well said. So let's get to work.
To the quest.
Thanks, everybody.
See you guys. See ya.